Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. All right, we're getting right to the heart of the video here with the Gerber Baby Indicator. This major indicator flashed back in September, right before we went on a major bull rally, up 184% over the next 6 months. Biggest rally Bitcoin has seen in a long time, followed right after this indicator flashed, and this indicator is flashing now. It's been flashing for the past few weeks, just like it did back in August, September. And it's the Gerber Baby Indicator. He's putting out video after video after video, multiple videos a day, to try to get you to bring you in and purchase his products and his indicators and whatnot, all the products he sells. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure they're great products, and I like this guy's content. It's he puts out a lot of good information, indicators. He's studied Bitcoin exclusively, day in and out, 24/7 for many years. So he does have a lot to offer, and not saying anything against him. I like him, and but you got to take everything you hear on the internet with a grain of salt. And he is a salesman. He's a salesman, possibly selling snake oil. And kind of can use various data depending on what he wants to show, or just to present a show. Anyway, this is what I said September 14th, the last time I posted. Recognized that this indicator was flashing. You will not find this indicator on TradingView, on any chart, nor in a book. And if I'm reading it right, we are about to go on a major bull run. I was just half-heartedly joking, but I'm serious. I'm serious as hell, because he knows he's got to get you in right now when there's uncertainty and doubt in the market. That's the best time for him to sell his product, right before we are about to rally. Because who's going to pay attention? Who's going to want to? I don't know. People are going to be too consumed in the rally to really want to. I don't know. There's always a time to sell his product, but this is the best time, probably. So if we now look at this Bitcoin US dollar index chart on the daily time frame, my cursor is on September 14th, 2023, when I put out that video, and I recognized that this indicator was flashing. And it doesn't take a genius to see what happened afterwards. So just keep in mind, this indicator is flashing now. And I'll show, well, I don't even have to show this, but let's just roughly go from 26K up to, so over 6 months, we went up about 185% in Bitcoin to 74, 73, whatever. All right, so that's that. Also, what he's reported on recently is this gravestone doji on the 2-month chart that just closed April 30th, that's September, April. I don't know how many days April has. It has 30 days. So this is another thing. This is all show. This is all show to shock and awe you, to bring you in to watch the video. Okay, gravestone doji 2-month chart. This is what I mean by picking and choosing his data to present a narrative. Um, I don't like monthly candles. I don't like 2 monthly candles because, or 3 months, or any monthly candles because we don't look at things that way. We don't look at data. It doesn't fit nicely into a package. Our packages are uh, minutes. A certain number of minutes make an hour. Certain number of hours make different chunks of 4 hour time frames. We have the 1 hour, 4 hour, and sometimes 8 hour, 12 hour, 6 hour, whatever you want to look at. And all those are increments of a day as well. And 24 hours always make a day. 60 minutes always make an hour. Um, and 7 days always make a week. And you can break those down. You can fractionalize those any way you want, and you get data that's consistent. Um, but 4 weeks do not make a month. Not even do 30 days make a month. See, I had to just in my head go over, I didn't remember whether April had 30 days or 31 days. And sometimes months have 29 days or 28 days, I should say. And every 4 years, maybe 29 days. So it's all very inconsistent, and it's no way to read data unless you're looking at things on a multi-year time frame. Then maybe fine. It's especially because it represents seasonality probably better than any other chart. So maybe in that case, monthly uh, charts, monthly candle charts would provide some sort of more relevant information. But I would offer, rather than looking, if you're looking in more near term, let's just compare what we see on a 2 month chart to, say, an 8 week chart. Now, an 8 week chart would be 56 days. So, very similar to a 2 month chart, which would be 60 days. It's only 4 days difference, right? Let's see what kind of a difference those 4 days make. Hey, what happened to that gravestone doji? Wow. So you see, if you just choose the same chunks of time, but shift them a little bit, you get very different data. Also, what's really interesting on here is how people have been pointing out that we had like 7 green months in a row and we need a red month or whatever. Actually, you can see pullbacks a little better when you use an bi-monthly chart. And actually, if we switch to a 4 week chart, because since I was talking about on a monthly time frame, if you switch to a 4 week chart, you can see that we have more green and red candles intermixing with each other. Now, currently we are on a red candle, but I believe that this one will turn green. Oh, and this is really, really nice because we're all the way back up to 61,300. So let's go back to the 2 months for a second, because I think we will find, if we zoom in, that currently we are just at that resistance that we formed back here in September of 2021 with the body on the 2 month chart of this candle. Now, I'll give them credit. This has been acting as resistance here. So psychologically, there is some sort of play going on there. But I think we're gonna break through it. I don't think it's gonna be relevant anymore. In a very short time frame. Now let's look monthly. See if you look monthly. Oh, okay. You know what? We still have that same resistance on a monthly time frame. That's why. Okay. Now, you know what? Let's just look at an eight week or a 4 week rather. See what kind of resistance we got there. Now on a 4 week, this resistance back in September 2021 was at about 63,273. Now, regardless, I don't, I don't think this is just psychological. This isn't really. I don't put much faith. It's not relevant, really. Little bit, not much. Okay. Let's see. What else oh, you know what I want to show you? Is this. This is the Wolves of Crypto video. Recently came out May 11th, yesterday. And I like this guy. I listen to this guy. I respect what he has to say. I think he's very sincere in his approach. I do think he has a bit of an ego, tries to be right all the time, and uses a very textbook TA analysis, like a book learned type of deal. But and a very a clinical TA approach, I guess, would be. Um, and I don't like. Okay, so my lines, I use perfectly parallel lines, and I use triangles, and I use Gaussian channels, and RSI and stochastic indicators and stuff like that. Um, but as far as lines go on my chart, perfectly parallel channels, and the triangles that they form. And a lot of people try to draw like wedges and stuff like that, and that's totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. Everything is parallel channels, and deviations from the parallel channels are how you can kind of get a feel of which way things are going. I I don't use any kind of odd shaped wedges or anything like that because they're entirely unnecessary. A lot of people will, initially look at my TA and think how simplistic it is, and like what an amateur or whatever. It's simplistic because you don't need anything more than that. Anything more than that is just trying to. It, People use more than that to try to make you feel like it's better when it's not. Humans have this thing where they feel like they need to do something to make things better and whatever. Simple parallel lines and channels on a chart will tell you all you need to know. And all the data is derived from price action. And price action is depicted by lines on the charts. And it's all you need to know. Um, and I was going to say, well, anyway, whatever I was going to say, my lines on the chart are freaking balls on accurate. And I'll show you that in a second. But back to this guy. So, I listen to a variety of stuff. I listen to Gerber Baby. I listen to this guy, Wolves of Crypto, and Eric Crown, and Tyler, and Zombie, and George. You saw nothing like George to just get you feeling bullish about everything, except for when he tries to explain why Bitcoin's jumping. He sounds like, anyway. He if he understood the charts better, he wouldn't try to explain why Bitcoin's dumping. It's just having a pullback. But anyway, um, so he gets Wolves of Crypto, whatever his name is, um, really gets into going over Gerber Baby's uh, gravestone doji and the 2 month chart, and he even gets into using monthly charts. And I guess there's something about the stochastic RSI coming down through the 80 line on the monthly chart, and he points out here that it hasn't even done that yet. It's could very likely bounce, but very, very good, thorough analysis of that, an explanation of why this kind of TA is wrong. Well, it's not necessarily wrong, but it doesn't really hold much weight in in the scheme of things in the near term, or even in the long term. Actually, he points out in this video how these 2 month candles are complete and utter bullshit. Anyway, so you gotta watch it. Now back to me. This is Bitcoin, me and Bitcoin. Um, on the hourly time frame of Bitcoin US dollar index. So this is what's been going on with Bitcoin since Friday morning. Since Friday morning, we've been traveling in this channel. Now I've just drawn this channel here that has contact here, contact here, contact here, 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 and you can see the oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, so, and we may have to revise these because we're just starting to form this pattern here. So anyway, that's the channel that's enclosing pretty much all of our price action since Friday morning. Now there's also this white line here that is below the center line there. And you can see clearly how price action has, this white line is held as support and now resistance here. As well to note, this green line coming down here is our bull flag channel. And we are now outside of that, which is really, really good. See, the thing is, ordinarily, we would just come up here. We would just come right on up to this X Monday morning. And the only thing is, we got the game playing with this leverage liquidations going on. So there could be these wicks down. And I think, there's been a lot of FUD in the market, and they're trying to dump the market. They're trying to get as much fear. You'll hear it on every YouTube channel and on Twitter. And I don't go on Twitter, but I hear what others are saying. And I think there's a concerted effort by a lot of people to try to fear the market. And I'll just leave it at that. They're trying to drive the price down, and they can't do it. They're getting stuck here, and we're reversing. And clearly, so I called this head and shoulders reversal pattern. I'm going to zoom out. We got to zoom out here. Go to a 4-hour now. You can see my little U shapes there. We called this as it was forming back here on Monday when we were right up here. And it's my job to recognize these patterns and bring them to you as soon as I can. So before we even formed the final shoulder, I saw what was happening. I saw we were reversing. Now, I didn't have this channel drawn yet. And but when did we draw this channel? On Wednesday, which was right here, where my cursor is, right there. Once we started forming the second shoulder, I knew where I should draw this channel, and I haven't moved it. Now I've added this secondary little channel down here. It's kind of skewed a little bit to this other channel. So I'm not sure exactly. The slope of the channel isn't like dialed in, but here on Wednesday, I knew that if I drew this channel with these contact points here, here, and here, and the center line having some sort of interaction with the candles here, that this would be the tip of our shoulder right here. We would come down and see the reversal right there. And frickin' nailed it. Nailed it. I have not changed this since Wednesday at all. And we came right down. I mean, so much so that these candles or wicks are wicking right down to it. Now we did wick through. We did wick through. That's why I have that secondary channel around this line. So I'm not sure what exactly, because the slopes are just very, very slightly different, and not sure in the grander scheme of things how wide to make the channel or exactly what slope. But we are going to be heading upwards like this. And so the neck of the Head and Shoulders pattern is right here, as accurately as I can predict it. Again, this is it's kind of a little sloppy here. I have it placed on the neckline where this candle wicks to and this candle wicks to, a group of them here. But the first part of the shoulder is, I guess you do have a lot of resistance here with these candles here, probably. So it seems to be pretty accurate. So anyway, you know what? I'm going to leave it there because I want to get into more detail on this later on. But you can also see that we are at the bottom, finding support at the bottom of the daily Gaussian channel right here, and bouncing just barely off of it right now, but I imagine we will come up here. We might, I don't know. Yeah, I just want to leave that for another video, and like, subscribe, and see you next time.